Preface. In this small booklet, we will take a look at why the land of Israel belongs to the Jews by Islamic sources, biblical sources, archaeology, history, and more. Chapter 01. The Quran states the land belongs to the Jewish people. The Quran states the Holy Land belongs to Israel. Surah 5:20-26. And remember when Moses said to his people, O my people, remember Allah's favors upon you when He raised prophets from among you, made you sovereign, and gave you what He had never given anyone in the world. O my people, enter the Holy Land which Allah has destined for you to enter. And do not turn back or else you will become losers. They answered, Moses, therein live a ferocious people, we will not enter unless they depart from it, but if they do depart from it then we will surely enter it. 2 From among these who were frightened but upon whom Allah had bestowed His favor said, Enter upon them through the gate, for if you do enter, you will be the victors. And put your trust in Allah if indeed you are men of faith. Nevertheless they said, O Moses, never shall we enter it, as long as they are there. Go forth then you and your Lord and fight, both of you. As for us, we will sit here. Moses pleaded, My Lord, I have no control over anyone except myself and my brother. So set us apart from the rebellious people. Allah replied, Then this land is forbidden to them for 40 years, during which they will wander through the land. So do not grieve for the rebellious people. Surah 17:104. And we said to the children of Israel after Pharaoh, Reside in the land, but when the promise of the hereafter comes to pass, we will bring you all together. Surah Al-A'raf 7:137. And we made the people who were considered weak to inherit the eastern regions of the land and the western ones which we have blessed. And the good word of your Lord was fulfilled for the children of Israel because of what they had patiently endured. And we destroyed all that Pharaoh and his people were producing, and what they had been building. Surah Al-Shura 26:59. This happened with them, but on the other hand, we enabled the children of Israel to inherit those bounties. Surah Al-Qa 28:5. And we wanted to confer favor upon those who were oppressed in the land, and make them leaders, and make them inheritors. Surah Al-Duhan 44:32. And we have certainly made the children of Israel inheritors of the land, and provided them with good things. So when Hamas says that the land of Israel belongs to them, it goes against their own holy book. Chapter 02. The Bible states the land belongs to God, who has given it to the Jews. 1. Genesis chapter 13 verses 14-15. The Lord said to Abram after Lot had separated from him, Lift up your eyes and look from the place where you are, northward and southward and eastward and westward, for all the land that you see I will give to you and to your offspring forever. 2. Genesis chapter 15 verses 18-21. On that day the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, To your offspring I give this land, from the river of Egypt to the great river, the river Euphrates. 3. Genesis chapter 17 verse 8. And I will give to you and to your offspring after you the land of your sojournings, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their God. 4. Numbers chapter 34 verses 1-2. The Lord spoke to Moses saying, Command the people of Israel and say to them, When you enter the land of Canaan, this is the land that shall fall to you for an inheritance, the land of Canaan as defined by its borders. 5. Deuteronomy chapter 1 verses 7-8. Turn and take your journey, and go to the hill country of the Amorites, and to all their neighbors in the Arabah, in the hill country and in the lowland and in the Negeb, and by the sea coast, the land of the Canaanites, and Lebanon as far as the great river, the river Euphrates. 6. Deuteronomy chapter 11 verse 24. Every place on which the sole of your foot treads shall be yours. Your territory shall be from the wilderness to the Lebanon, and from the river Euphrates, to the western sea. 7. Joshua chapter 1 verses 3-4. Every place that the sole of your foot will tread upon I have given to you, just as I promised to Moses. From the wilderness and this Lebanon as far as the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites to the great sea, toward the going down of the sun shall be your territory. 8. Ezekiel chapter 47 verse 13. Thus says the Lord God, this is the boundary by which you shall divide the land for inheritance among the 12 tribes of Israel. 9. Psalm chapter 105 verse 11. Saying, to you I will give the land of Canaan as your portion for an inheritance. 10. Jeremiah chapter 32 verse 22. And you gave them this land which you swore to their fathers to give them, a land flowing with milk and honey. These verses are often interpreted as indicating the divine promise of land to the Jewish people. Chapter 03. From an archaeological perspective, evidence suggests that the land of Israel has been inhabited by various peoples throughout history, including Canaanites, Israelites, Philistines, Assyrians, Babylonians, Persians, Greeks, Romans, and others. Each of these groups have left their mark on the land through artifacts, structures, and inscriptions. There are archaeological findings that support the presence of Jewish people in the land of Israel, such as artifacts related to Jewish religious practices, ancient Hebrew inscriptions, and remnants of Jewish settlements. Notable examples include the Western Wall, the City of David, and the Dead Sea Scrolls. From a historical perspective, the connection between the Jewish people and the land of Israel is deeply rooted in religious texts, such as the Hebrew Bible, Old Testament. These texts describe the ancient Israelite kingdoms and their presence in the land. Jewish history, traditions, and cultural practices have also been closely tied to the land of Israel for centuries. The issue of land ownership and the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is complex and multifaceted, involving political, historical, and cultural dimensions. Here are a few examples of archaeological evidence that point to the Jewish presence in the land of Israel. 1. The Western Wall, also known as the Wailing Wall. This is a remnant of the ancient Jewish Second Temple in Jerusalem. It is considered one of the holiest sites in Judaism and attracts millions of Jewish visitors each year. 2. The City of David. Located in Jerusalem, this archaeological site contains remains from the ancient Israelite period, including an impressive water tunnel system known as Hezekiah's Tunnel, which was built during the reign of King Hezekiah in the 8th century BCE. 3. The Dead Sea Scrolls. Discovered between 1947 and 1956 in the caves near the Dead Sea, these ancient Jewish texts include biblical and non-biblical manuscripts. They provide insights into the religious and cultural practices of the Jewish people during the Second Temple period. 4. Inscriptions. Various Hebrew inscriptions found throughout Israel provide evidence of Jewish presence. One example is the inscription on the ancient stone sarcophagus known as the James Ossuary, which is inscribed with the phrase, James, son of Joseph, brother of Jesus. 5. Jewish ritual baths, mikvahs. Numerous mikvahs have been discovered across Israel, indicating the presence of Jewish communities. These ritual baths were used for purification purposes according to Jewish law. 6. Synagogues. Many ancient synagogues have been excavated in different parts of Israel, including the ancient synagogues of Capernaum, Gamla, and Masada. These structures serve as evidence of Jewish religious and communal life in the region. 7. Masada. Located near the Dead Sea, Masada was a fortress built by King Herod in the 1st century BCE. Excavations have revealed structures such as palaces, storage rooms, and a synagogue, providing evidence of Jewish life at the time. 8. Ancient Jewish coins. Numerous ancient coins with Jewish symbols and inscriptions have been found in Israel. For example, the silver shekel coins minted during the First Jewish Revolt against the Romans, 66 to 70 CE, bear the words Jerusalem the Holy, and show images related to the temple and Jewish rituals. 9. Ancient Jewish burial sites. Jewish cemeteries and tombs, such as the burial complex in Beit She'erim, contain Jewish funerary inscriptions and elaborate burial structures. These sites indicate the presence of Jewish communities and their religious practices. 10. Jewish ceremonial objects. archaeological discoveries have unearthed Jewish ritual objects, such as menorahs, shofars, ram's horn trumpets, and phylacteries to fill in. These artifacts reflect Jewish religious customs and observances. 11. Ancient Jewish Quarter in Jerusalem. Excavations in the Jewish quarter of the Old City of Jerusalem have revealed layers of Jewish habitation, with structures dating back to the First Temple period, 10th–6th century BCE, and through subsequent periods. 12. Ancient Synagogue Mosaics. Elaborate mosaic floors depicting Jewish symbols and scenes from the Hebrew Bible have been found in various ancient synagogues across Israel. These mosaics provide insights into Jewish religious and cultural life. It's important to note that archaeological evidence is constantly evolving as new discoveries are made. These examples offer a glimpse into the archaeological findings that contribute to the understanding of the Jewish presence in the land of Israel throughout different historical periods. Chapter 04. Here is a timeline of the Jewish presence in the land of Israel over the last 3,700 years. 1. 1700 BCE. The Israelite tribes, led by Moses and Joshua, settle in the land of Canaan after leaving Egypt, according to biblical accounts. Ref. Exodus and Joshua in the Hebrew Bible. 2. 1000 BCE. King David establishes Jerusalem as the capital of the Kingdom of Israel. Ref. 2 Samuel in the Hebrew Bible. 3. 950 BCE. King Solomon builds the first temple in Jerusalem. Ref. 1 Kings in the Hebrew Bible. 4. 586 BCE. The Babylonians, led by King Nebuchadnezzar II, destroy the first temple and exile Israelites to Babylon. Ref. 2 Kings and Jeremiah in the Hebrew Bible. 5. 538 BCE. Cyrus the Great of Persia allows the exiled Israelites to return and rebuild the Second Temple in Jerusalem. Ref. Book of Ezra in the Hebrew Bible. 6. 70 CE. The Romans destroy the Second Temple during the First Jewish-Roman War. Ref. Josephus the Jewish War. 7. 132 to 136 CE. The Bar Kokhba revolt against the Roman Empire takes place but ultimately fails, leading to further Jewish diaspora. Ref. Various historical accounts. 8. 638 CE. The Islamic Caliphate, led by Umar ibn al-Khattab, conquers Jerusalem, marking the beginning of Muslim rule over the region. Ref. Historical records and Islamic sources. 9. 1099 CE. The Crusaders capture Jerusalem, resulting in a brief period of Christian rule over the region. Ref. Historical records. 10. 1187 CE. Saladin, the Kurdish Muslim leader, recaptures Jerusalem from the Crusaders, restoring Muslim control. Ref. Historical records. 11. 1517 CE. The Ottoman Empire conquers the region and rules over it for the next 4 centuries. Ref. Historical records. 12. 1917 CE. The British captured Jerusalem from the Ottoman Empire during World War I under General Edmund Allenby. Ref. Historical records. 13. 1947 to 1948 CE. The United Nations approves the partition plan for Palestine, leading to the establishment of the State of Israel on May 14, 1948. Ref. UN General Assembly Resolution 181. 14. 1967 CE. The Six-Day War takes place, during which Israel captures East Jerusalem, including the Old City and the Temple Mount. Ref. Historical records.